All right, y'all, this is gonna be a quick video. The kids are our only hope. I've realized I have to give up on trying to, I guess, convince people of even my generation or older. Like, I'm 26. Um, and even people around, like people that have already like finished high school and people that have gone through the school system or whatever. Um, it's just not even worth trying to change their minds on these things. It's like, you know, which is why I'm also going to try to work on some, things I think in the future for education and like helping teach kids like the truth about our world, not like these watered down stories and like made up stories about our history and like, whitewashed and not even whitewashed, but just like all washed. Like there's no truth in the history, there's no truth in the names that we give things like world wars, like all that. So I was gonna say it's easier, to like help a plant when it's really small grow into like something beautiful than to have a tree already, kind of grown and then trying to like adjust it from there. So that's the theory, y'all. Like because and I was inspired to make this video because I just got back from a tour of this apartment place with this gentleman that my mom went to college with, and he's trying to help me out get a new place or whatever. And I think, like I said, I'm just gonna find like a little office space or whatever. I think I have an idea of one that I can get, and I'm about to tour that a little bit later today. But he was all like, "Get your ass back to school," or like, "What you doing? Go back to school." And he kept saying, I was like, yeah, like I could. He's like, "Are you working right now?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing gig work. I'm thinking about, I could go corporate if I wanted to or whatever." He's like, "Yeah, that's the problem. Like, when you're too smart, I was like, I understand where him and his generation and just the mainstream idea of people are coming from. I even had a conversation with my Airbnb host about some things about like the tariffs in the US and um other sort of like, I'm making sure like she's not out there, other sort of like political things. And it's just like, you got to start from the ground up, y'all. Like the kids are our only hope. And I think not only that, but like you don't even need to teach the kids anything. The thing is that the kids are being taught away from what's natural. Like kids already know the truth. That's why the kids always ask the questions that make people laugh, because they're like, it makes them uncomfortable how honest they are and how truthful they are. And that's what needs to be held in our adults, right? Like that's why Michael Jackson was so powerful with the way that he was, always stayed in his youthful nature and always had kids around him, was to make sure that that sort of light and that brightness in the world never went away, because he knew any celebrity really knows, like any sort of like adult corporate world industry is fucking dangerous and dog-like and unfriendly and just cancerous. So yeah, this is a quick little video. Like I said, y'all, the kids are our only hope because they haven't been brainwashed and indoctrinated. And I feel like that's where all my energy is gonna flow to. It's not gonna be, even though I'll still be making music and like calling out systems of power and like, saying like we're still slaves and shit like that. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be about the kids and like, what can we do for the kids and like helping them realize this is their world. This is not our world. That you don't have to follow the steps of everybody before you. Like everybody like above me tells me to go back to school, do this, do that. But you have the power. I mean, you were born with it. You don't even need me to tell you anything. But the only reason I will be saying things is because there's so much on the other side of convincing children that they need to do certain things that aren't natural, and that will make them suffer for the rest of their lives. So that's it, y'all. I don't know. I feel like also maybe some people just can't be saved. Like, I don't know if I'm trying to like save people or if I just got to do me, y'all. Like, I just got to do whatever I feels right. So it's getting hot as fuck in this car, so I'm about to get out. All right, peace. Love you. Bye.